Parents, welcome to How to Teach Kids the suffix ly. Ly is a word part that is added to the end of a word and changes its meaning. This video focuses on the 3 rules of how to add ly to a base word. Number 1, add ly to the end of a word. Number 2, when the base word ends in y, change the y to I and add ly. And number 3, when the word ends in le, change the e to y. So begin by introducing kids to the first rule. Add ly to the base word. Our first base word is quick. We add ly, which makes the sound ly, and our new word is quickly. Then we have slow plus ly, and our new word is slowly. Then we have loud plus ly, and that new word is loudly. The suffix ly means in this way. The word quickly means in a quick way, as in the sentence, Tommy ran quickly and won the race. The word slowly means in a slow way, as in the sentence, turtles move slowly on land. And the word loudly means in a loud way, as in the sentence, the lion roars loudly. The suffix ly changes the word from an adjective that describes a noun to an adverb that describes a verb. In our first example, quick is an adjective and it describes the noun runner, and quickly is an adverb that describes the verb ran. In our second example, slow is an adjective that describes the noun turtles, and slowly is an adverb that describes the verb move. And lastly, loud is an adjective that describes the noun lion, and loudly is an adverb that describes the verb roars. Now have kids underline the word in each sentence that ends with the suffix ly. Going across, our sentences are: his dog is waiting nicely. She carefully rode the horse. She proudly showed her test. He really likes ice cream. He gladly went up to bat, and he safely practiced on his skateboard. And this is a completed example. Nicely, carefully, proudly, really, gladly, and safely. Now have kids write the base word and the suffix for each adverb. The first one has been done. Nicely equals nice plus ly. And this is a completed example. Now have kids write the correct word to complete each sentence. Their choices are safely, joyfully, loudly, quickly, and really. The answers are: Billy quickly threw the ball to Rascal. She is really trying to make a goal. He rode his bike safely to school. The plane loudly flew over the house, and she joyfully opened her present. Now introduce kids to rule number 2. When the base word ends in a y, change it to an I and then add the suffix ly. So our base word is happy. It ends in a Y. We're going to change the Y to I, add ly, and we have happily. Lucky ends in a Y. We change it to I and add ly, and we have the word luckily. And easy ends in a Y. We are going to change it to an I and add ly, and we have the word easily. Happily means in a happy way, as in the sentence, the boys happily rode the ride. Luckily means in a lucky way, as in the sentence, they luckily won the game. And easily means in an easy way, as in the sentence, she easily read the book. Adding the suffix ly to a base word changes the word. Let's look at our first example. Happy is an adjective that describes the noun boys, and happily is an adverb that describes the verb rode. Our second example, lucky is an adjective that describes the noun girls, and luckily is an adverb that describes the verb won. And in our last example, easy is an adjective that describes the noun book, and easily is the adverb that describes the verb read. Have kids underline the words in each sentence that ends with the suffix ly. Reading across, the sentences are: he readily put on his socks. She busily moved through the store. The boys happily rode the ride. She lazily ate her ice cream. They luckily won the game. And the bird noisily chirped. And this is a completed example. Have kids write the base word and the suffix for each adverb. Remind kids that when the base word ends in a Y, change the Y to I and then add the suffix ly. This is a completed example. Have kids write the correct word to complete each sentence. Their choices are readily, busily, happily, lazily, and noisily. The first answer is readily. Y is changed to I and the suffix ly is added. Sam readily went to work building a fence. She lazily threw clothes in the basket. The animals happily played together. Tommy noisily played the drums. They were busily working on their reports. This is the completed practice page. Now introduce kids to Rule 3. When the base word ends in LE, change the E to Y. The suffix ly means in this way. Gently means in a gentle way, as in the sentence, he is gently carrying his dog. Simply means in a simple way. He simply dunked the basketball. And terribly means in a terrible way. Tommy is terribly upset. The suffix ly changes the word from an adjective that describes a noun to an adverb that describes a verb. In our first sentence, gentle is an adjective that describes the noun boy, and gently is an adverb that describes the verb carrying. In our second set of sentences, simple is an adjective that describes the noun dunk, and Simply is the adverb that describes the verb dunked. And in our third set of sentences, terrible is an adjective that describes the noun pain, and terribly is the adverb that describes the verb upset. Have kids underline the word in each sentence that ends with the suffix ly. Going across, the sentences are: she responsibly cleaned up the spill. He simply dunked the ball. Tommy was terribly upset. He is gently carrying his dog. He was doubly excited, and she could visibly see the moon. This is a completed example. Have kids write the base word and the suffix for each adverb. Remind kids that when the base word ends in LE, the L remains and the E is changed to a Y, and that becomes the suffix. And this is a completed example. Now have kids write the correct word to complete each sentence. The choices are responsibly, simply, gently, doubly, and visibly. And this is the completed example. She responsibly cleaned up the spill. He was doubly excited. He simply dunked the ball. She could visibly see the moon. He is gently carrying his dog. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you. And as always, I will leave a link for all the teaching templates in the description section.